Welcome back, everyone. Depending on your morning commute, you could be driving on a brand new highway or an old road that could use some repairs.
President Biden wants to spend $2.3 trillion to improve the nation's infrastructure. In an exclusive interview, our Charles Benson asked Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg about what's in the plan for Wisconsin.
The orange barrels are up and the road construction season has begun. Wisconsin roads get a D+ grade with more than 1/3 of the roads in fair or below condition, according to one civil engineer's report. President Biden's plan calls for $600 billion to build and repair roads and bridges across the country.
So what does that mean for people in Wisconsin? Better highways, more highways, repairing highways?
It's really all of the above. First of all, we got to take care of what we got. In Wisconsin alone, there's 1,949 miles of roads that are in poor condition. And it's why we have the resources in this bill to help tackle 20,000 miles of roads across the country.
But there's more to Biden's $2.3 trillion plan. It also includes $85 billion for public transportation, like trains and buses, $300 billion to retool manufacturing, and $400 billion to improve access to care services for older adults and people with disabilities.
Why is there more to this infrastructure bill than what people might think typically is just roads and highways?
Well, this is about preparing America for the future, making sure that we deal with an infrastructure that is today ranked 13th in the world when we ought to be in first place.
Another $100 billion for broadband to improve high-speed internet and competition and affordable access, a big issue in rural Wisconsin.
We think being connected to the internet is as important as being connected to the interstate highway system, even if it's a little bit new in terms of what we consider infrastructure. All of these things fit together. All of these things are going to help make America more competitive. And critically, all of these things are going to help create millions of jobs.
Republicans now have their own $568 billion infrastructure plan, $300 billion for roads and repair, or half of Biden's plan, $65 billion for broadband, and $61 billion for public transportation.
The president indicated he's willing to compromise. Is that a sign this bill is in trouble?
Well, this bill is incredibly popular among the American people. It has a lot of support, but the president really believes in engaging all sides.
Biden's plan calls for raising the corporate tax rate to 28% to pay for everything. The Republicans' plan is a little more complex, but includes user fees for electric vehicles and repurposing unspent COVID relief money. In the newsroom, Charles Benson, TMJ4 News.
There are more than 14,000 bridges in Wisconsin. The state owns just over 5,300 of them. Right now, 123 state-owned bridges are defined as structurally deficient. 857 locally owned bridges are defined as structurally deficient. Wisconsin Department of Transportation says structurally deficient doesn't necessarily mean unsafe. For example, it could mean potholes on the bridge deck or rust on metal trusses.